microphone.
That sounds better.
There we go.
Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member Smith, distinguished subcommittee members, thank you for the opportunity to testify today on behalf of the Department of Health and Human Services. The HITECH Act represents an historic and unparalleled investment in health information technology, lays the groundwork necessary to pursue the President's goals related to improved healthcare quality and efficiency, and will help transform the way healthcare is both practiced and delivered. We've made considerable progress in the relatively short time since the HITECH Act's passage. Our recent accomplishments include the establishment of 2 new federal advisory committees, the completion of 3 rulemakings together with the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services necessary to establish meaningful use Stage 1, strengthened coordination throughout the executive branch on health information technology, and the responsible obligation of nearly all of the $2 billion that we were authorized to spend under the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. My remarks today will highlight progress that ONC has made thus far related to interoperability, privacy, and security, as well as our standards priorities for future stages of meaningful use. Interoperability and privacy and security are themes that are present throughout the HITECH Act. Thus, many of our policy and programmatic efforts focus on those themes. Established by the HITECH Act, the HIT Policy and Standards Committees both regularly issue recommendations on how best to fulfill our statutory responsibilities. Both committees include a diverse membership with representatives of various perspectives from both the public and private sectors. The Policy Committee's work on privacy and security exemplifies its major contribution, and I want to note that Ms. McGraw has been a major contributor through the Policy Committee to that work. The privacy and security of electronic health information form the bedrock necessary to build trust, to ensure that we have timely privacy and security recommendations related to our HITECH programs. The HIT Policy Committee formed an interdisciplinary privacy and security tiger team of experts comprised of members from the HIT Policy and Standards Committee, as well as from the National Committee on Vital and Health Statistics. The tiger team has already provided valuable guidance to ONC and HHS. Like its sister committee, the HIT Standards Committee plays a critical role in guiding ONC. Since its inception, the HIT Standards Committee has issued recommendations to ONC on the standards and implementation specifications that should be considered to support meaningful use Stage 1 and the development and maintenance of specific vocabularies to improve interoperability. With the advice of these committees and extensive external consultation, we completed last July 3 independent rulemakings that were necessary to implement meaningful use Stage 1. These rules cumulatively reflect over 2,000 public comments from stakeholders across the healthcare system. The first rule was the EHR incentive program and defined meaningful use Stage 1. ONC and the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services worked collaboratively to strike a balance that reflected both the urgency of adopting EHR technology and the challenges that adoption will pose to healthcare providers. Our approach attempts to move the health system upward toward improved quality and effectiveness, but at a speed that reflects both the capacities of providers who face multiple real-world challenges and the maturity of the technology itself. The second rule defined EHR standards, implementation specifications, and certification criteria adopted by the Secretary to support meaningful use. The initial standard set specifies several interoperability and security capabilities that certified EHR technology must incorporate, including e-prescribing according to specific standards, exchanging standardized patient summary records, authenticating users, generating audit logs, and encrypting health information according to standards specified by NIST. In the third rule, ONC established a temporary certification process. We've now authorized 3 certification bodies. In developing our certification programs, we consulted extensively with our colleagues from NIST, which has been an invaluable partner in all our efforts to implement the HITECH Act. We anticipate that future stages of meaningful use will build on the foundation we have now established and will require progressively more rigorous electronic health information exchange requirements. In order to develop those requirements, we have again asked the HIT Policy Committee to make recommendations on what meaningful use stages 2 and 3 should encompass. We anticipate that the Standards Committee will then begin to focus on the standards implementation specifications and certification criteria that will be necessary for future stages of meaningful use. We also expect the Standards Committee to issue recommendations that focus on strengthening the security capabilities of EHR technologies and on standards for electronic health information exchange in support of meaningful use. Interoperability will be critical to our success in stages 2 and 3. We recognize that greater specificity with respect to standards is necessary to reach our goals, and we'll be working on adopting additional implementation specifications, achieving agreement on vocabulary and code sets for particular exchange purposes, and comprehensive privacy and security capabilities for EHR technology. ONC and CMS have accomplished a great deal up to now, but much remains to be done. We look forward to working with the House Science and Technology Committee on this important endeavor, and it's been my privilege to testify before you today, and I look forward to answering any questions you may have.
Thank you very much, Dr. Blumenthal. Ms. Roberts, please proceed.